Oh, I did not mute myself. What's up, you guys? Hello, hello, hello. I am so excited about today. Super, super excited. I see persons joining in from YouTube, persons joining in from Facebook. Welcome to this live demo. It's a Q&A that I'm going to be showing you guys the capital. The system I'm basically using to raise capital to manage my investors as well. So you can see how I keep track of my leads, literally the whole back end operation for my business that I'll be sharing with you guys today. I know we're in different time zone too, so I made sure to put this like right in the middle. So if you're on PST, you still can join on, and if you're EST, whatever the time difference is, you guys can still join in on. Where are you guys tuning in from? Like, I want to hear. Let's talk about it. I'm in Florida. It's very hot. Sun is out, but it's a beautiful day as well. So that's going to be pretty amazing. All right. So we can see. I hope you guys can also hear me very clearly too. But it's so exciting because I think one of the main thing with raising capital. Oh, St. Pete. Okay, Derek. All right. So I think one of the main thing when it comes on to like raising capital is that everyone wants to do it, right? And everyone is always like, okay, I need to find investors, or we will go to like networking events and stuff like that, and we gather a bunch of business cards, or we take the contacts, put it in our phone, but then we never really use those business cards at all, which makes us have to question ourselves like, sir, why are you collecting the business card in the first place? Because everyone you meet is literally a prospect. And one of the most common things that I see people talk about is that they don't have a system to track all these leads. But if they do have a system, they don't use their CRM, or everyone's always looking for the perfect CRM as well. But lo and behold, there's really no perfect CRM. Okay. And the thing is, sometimes we do get the system and we don't use it because maybe we're also not tech savvy. The system is too complicated, and we just find so many different excuses. And yes, I say excuses. That's how I'm gonna put it. But today, like, I'm super excited to share all the systems, how I literally stay organized, how I keep track of my investors, how I keep track of deals. And when I say deals, I mean like deals I am raising for myself, for my own personal deals that I need private capital for, or deals that I'm raising capital for other operators, right? So when you're doing so much, it is so important to have a system so you can stay organized, because if you don't have something to stay organized, it can feel very chaotic. You can get overwhelmed very easily as well. And then you just feel like nothing's running smoothly. It makes you doubt yourself. There are so many other things that will happen if you don't have that system. So even before, like, I used to like juggle different spreadsheets, and maybe some of you are using spreadsheets to keep organized with everything, or use sticky notes. I do a lot of sticky notes. Like, I have them all over. So I use that. I use notes in my phone, and sometimes we do like random reminders. But really and truly, like, at the end of the day, it can be very messy. It can be stressful, and honestly, you will drop the ball on investors a lot. Like, I used to do that, right? Things used to slip through the cracks. I would talk to a potential investor and I would say, hey, I'll connect with you in 2 weeks. Or they'll be like, reach out to me in a month. But I forget to reach out to them in a month. And because life is life, or they have their stuff going on, I have my stuff going on, I forget to reach out to them, right? And I just really knew that I could do better. But before I get into more detail and showing you guys the demo, because I'm going to show you guys the full system that I use, right? I'm gonna show you step by step everything, how I try to stay organized. But the reason why I wanted to share this as well, well, even before I share this, before I had this system, I used to use Google Sheets. So I would meet investors and I would put their information, their first name, their last name, email address in a simple Google Sheet. I would have notes, like a notes column. So we all know on Google Sheets, you can have a column. I would have that there and I would take notes. I would have different notebooks where if I'm on a conversation, then I will be taking notes. But the issue I was having is that I would take notes in my book, and then I would also, now I need to go and transfer that note to Google Sheets. And honestly, most times I just don't, because I just think that it was way too tedious for me to transfer all my notes in a book and put it on Google Sheets. That's the first thing. The other thing was that I used to, as I mentioned, I would forget to follow up with a potential investor as well. I didn't have something to remind me. Yes, sometimes I'll put it in like a to-do list, or I'll put it on my Google Calendar. But when you start getting so many different leads, it's hard to stay on top of things. Like, in all honesty, like, it's really hard. Another thing that I was doing incorrectly was I would, when I take on private capital for loans, I would put everything in an Excel sheet to show, like, okay, for the property on 123 Main Street, I took $100,000 loan. It is due on September 1st. This is the operator. This is the lender as well on this deal. But the thing is, the system, like Excel, was not able to remind me that a loan is coming due. It was not able to remind me that I need to give my investor an update on November 5th, right? The Excel did not have that in place. So as much as I was a little bit or somewhat organized using Excel, one of the critical things that was missing is that I needed something that was automated to remind me of all these due dates that's coming up, or tasks that I needed to do. So then I explored I explored like trying to find a system that could help me to do all of this. And a lot of the system that I found was mainly focused if I was doing outreach to sellers, like direct to seller, direct to agent, or I was trying to find sellers who want to sell their home, and that would be perfect if I'm looking to buy a property or if I'm looking to wholesale. So majority of the real estate systems was focused on that. It wasn't focused on investor relations. Like, if I have potential investors, how can I keep track of this lead? How can I follow up with this lead? How can I keep everything as it relates from the investor in one place? Because I couldn't find that, I built something for myself. And I understood what the process is with being a private money lender. If someone gives me money, until the moment that is deployed, until it's time to manage that capital, I understood that process. So guess what I did with my crazy self? I built a whole system for myself. So I built it, realized where there were faults in it, improved it, and I kept doing it over and over and over till now I'm at a point where I'm like, I'm so glad I built something like this amazing system, which I'm so in love with, because it really helps me to stay organized. And because of that, my investors see that I'm running a really smooth operation. And for them, they feel comfortable knowing that I can trust Kels. I can trust Kalisha with what she's doing, and that she has a team, she has a system in place. It's not perfect, but on the other side, on the front end, from their perspective, I'm doing amazing with this system. And then it's easier now when you are growing and your team, you start hiring and your team comes in, your team also realize that you have a system. So it makes you feel, as a business owner, feel confident knowing that I have a system that is running, my team is following the system. I can focus now on going out there and raising more money and just know that my system is running. So that's a brief overview of how I got to this point with the system as well. And I was also looking for a system that would allow me to also I would say like be able to communicate with my investors in one place for deals, and also to keep track of different tasks for a certain project. I can like have different tasks, conversation with my team on that one task, which again, this might seem like, okay, what is she talking about? Get to the system already. Trust me, I'm going to show you. But I have to give you this background so you understand where I am coming from and you guys can also see it. I'm also a strong believer in, I'm a visual person. I also like colors. I don't consider myself techie in terms of knowing like coding and stuff like that. I've used other softwares and I was like, this is too complicated as well. I needed something that is easy for me to use. It's easy for me to edit. It has colors. I can see charts as well. And that's another reason why I use this platform for my system. If you guys don't know, I use monday.com. That's what I use to run the entire operation of my company. So what I'm going to show you today is really how I built out a capital raising system on Monday. Full disclosure as well, like what I want you guys to also think about when you're watching this is Monday allows you to run other aspect of your business on Monday. What does that mean? Let's say when you're in corporate, there are different departments. You have legal department, you have HR department, and a lot of these companies have an internal software that you guys all use. But if you're in legal, that doesn't mean you have access to stuff that is being shown in HR, right? So on Monday, they have something called workspaces, and your workspaces act as departments. So you can have a department or workspace and it doesn't conflict or show anything as it relates to you raising capital. It doesn't at all. So Monday allows you to run different operations, whatever it is that you're doing, capital raising, property management. If you're flipping a bunch of different projects, if you are running an agency, manage your team, it will allow you to do all of that. So let's get, who's excited? Like I am super excited. I'm about to like show you guys all the good stuff right now. But I want to see if you guys are ready because I'm about to go super deep into it. Let me share my screen. Let's go. Let's go. All right, perfect. All right, so here I have my system on Monday. I hope you guys can see it. If someone can just drop in the comments that you can see my screen, that would be great. I just want to make sure you guys are seeing it before I start talking about it. Just drop something in the comment that you guys are able to see my screen. All right, I'm going to assume everyone is driving. Okay, yes, you can see my screen. Perfect. Awesome. All right, so this is Monday. This is Monday. This is a system that I built. So I'm going to show you guys step by step the flow of things. So this is perfect. This is perfect if you are raising capital for your projects. If you're raising capital for other persons, this is also perfect if you are constantly raising capital. So I'm going to be breaking it down into two different phases, right? Where you would have the deal funnel. You have the deal funnel, which is right here. This will be focused on the project itself. It will focus on you underwriting the deal. It will focus on you vetting the deal. It will focus on you once you get the capital, what does managing that capital looks like. The other aspect will show the lender portion of it, the funnel, and this will show the moment you meet a prospect until you qualify them, keep track of them, their conversation, their notes, everything, until you get them to commit to the deal. And then we'll also show you guys how everything ties back into the funnel. So let's go right into it. Like I'm already on contact, so I'm just going to show you guys. So on Monday, you're able to keep all your contacts in one place, right? So you can put their first name, you can tag them, whatever you want to tag them as, what lending opportunities persons prefer, their email, their phone. You can directly email I'm sorry. You guys can directly email someone from your contacts, because this is tagged, it's linked to your Google account. It can be linked to your Outlook account, whatever. Oh my God, I need water. But whatever like email you guys use, you can always directly email the persons, as long as they're an email here. Put their phone number in. If you guys have Twilio or any other texting tool software, you can just integrate it with Mondays, so you'll be able to text those persons. You're able to keep track of, where did I meet this contact from? How much money did I have? Where's the money coming from? Location. And the beauty of it, this is kind of set up like an Excel sheet, but on steroids, right? Because then you can continuously add so many columns, right? You can add so many columns, variations. If you want to put text, like for example, date, you want to keep track of someone's birthday, you want to know like, when did I create this lead? All these things, it's located in your contacts, and you can always customize it as well. These are just different viewpoints. What I like is that if you're not a table person, you're a visual person, you might want to do chart view. So chart view, maybe you want to see how many contacts are, well, it won't show me now. I can do like how many contacts have the type, right? So maybe I want to see how many persons are my contacts are PML, right? Or an investor. So you can always see that as well. So let's go straight into deal. So usually whenever you are raising capital for someone else, you want to be able to have someone send you an information about the entire deal. We tend to have the person send us in an email, right? Let's say if it's something you're doing all the time and you want to properly underwrite this deal to see, is this a good deal for me to raise capital for or introduce one of my investors to? You want to underwrite a deal. So if you're running a connector business or you're running this sort of business, you want to vet the deal, but you want to have a lead magnet for persons to send you the information. So everything starts with a form view, right? So this will ask you every information about that particular deal. This is already built in. So this is a form that I share with persons who want capital, right? So then I would come here and then I would share the form with them. And this is what it would look like. So if I copy this form and someone's like, hey, Kalisha, can you raise capital for me? I'm like, sure, send me all the details. So this is what they would have to fill out this form. Once they fill out this form, it will automatically convert into a table format. So all the questions that are on the form, these are all the headings, it converts there, but then it will go right here into a new deal or project submitted, right? The beauty that I love with this, I don't always have this open. So let's say if I'm on the road or my team, whoever is vetting that deal, once submits a form, then they'll be able to my underwriter or someone from my team will be notified. So this is like the deal portion of it. Helps to keep you organized. If you need more information from that operator, you can always move it here. If they're like, hey, I'm still negotiating, you can put it in here. If your team or you realize that, okay, this is a really good deal for me to raise capital for, then you can always approve it. And here's the beauty of it. Like, things are moved through stages or buttons, right? So the moment like you select something here, a status or those are the funny colors, then it automatically moves to different phases. There's so many different automations built in, triggers that built in. Maybe it will send someone an email because I move this to something else. Maybe it move it to a group. And then maybe sometimes it will move it to another board or another section of your operation. So that's the main part. So this is just the underwriting stage of a project. From time to time, we tend to think that we need to clump everything together, and that sometimes makes it chaotic, especially if you have a team. So then you really don't know like what's moving, right? Then let's say a deal, like you're vetting, it's a solid deal and you feel confident raising capital for. Then it will move to the stage that says raising capital or marketing. This will allow us to have an idea, okay, now maybe we need to send a contract to the other operator that we're raising capital for. Maybe we need to vet the operator and get a few additional documents about that operator. It will stay in here. But let's say you are just raising capital for your own deals. You don't have to go through all this stage, right? If you are a one-man show, you don't have to put this in a whole funnel. But if you have like a team and you have a VA who's vetting all the deals for you, then you can put them here so you know all the deals that you're underwriting. But if you are just doing it one-off stuff, you don't need this entire section, although it's already there. So you can come in here and be like, okay, I'm actually looking to buy a property on 123 Main Street. Then you can come in here and be like, I'm actually working on this deal right now. I need to close this deal on the 10th of October. I need $100,000. And you can, so that way, you know, especially if you're doing multiple projects, you can see how much money you need for each project. You can see when is the close of escrow. Now, let's say you find an investor for that deal. You can always put in like, what type of investor, is this an investor? Am I doing a JV partner with this person? What is that investor's name? Let's say they're John Brown. So you put that in here. You can put in John Brown's email, his phone number. If you're using two lenders on a deal, you can put their information in. Okay, I'm looking for a loan. How long? I'm looking for a 12-month loan right there. I'm actually buying a single family home. Structure type, we're actually going to do this as a first lien position. The interest rate, they're charging me about 15% or 12%. So let's do that. That way, everything now, when you have it and John Brown is like, hey, I'm ready to commit to this deal. Let's get the paperwork started. You can move this and say, I'm actually in escrow right now. So now let's say it goes to paperwork, and now we are in escrow, which I don't know why this is. Let me put this in here. Should be an automation. So I can move this group to in escrow, right? So now at least I know we're dealing with paperwork for 123 Main Street, or maybe we are waiting for the investor to send us funds. This is perfect if you're doing volume, or if you are someone that gets overwhelmed pretty easily and you have a lot going on and it's not just real estate. That helps you to stay organized and on top of things. If you need to send a quick email to your investor, you can always come here and send an email to your investor as well by just doing a new email, which I love that. So you can see all the communication there. And if you want to know, like, how much loans have I closed this year? How much capital, private capital have I closed? I got this year. You can always go to chart view, and chart view will allow you to see how many deals do I have in escrow? How many deals am I currently raising for? I actually did about 121,000 in private loans this year. And the beauty about this is that when you have the chart view, it allows me to see when I'm going out there to raise more capital, to really see how much I've done with my team, how much money we have in debt. So it really helps you to stay organized and you have everything in one place as well. Now, this is my favorite part. When I take that money, because I think where a lot of persons fall short is that we work so hard to get our investors to say yes and to get them to give us the money, but we fall short when you need to now maintain the communication, provide a great experience for that investor. So by the time you pay them off, you can say, their investor can say, you know what, I had a good experience with Kalisha, so I want to reinvest with them. They communicate well, all of that. But you fall short because you don't have a system in place. If you agree, then tell your investor, if you give me 100,000, I'm going to be sending you updates. I'm going to be sending you monthly updates, right? How would you know if you're managing so many different projects? There's no way for you to know, right? So what I love with this is that if I take on a private loan for my property, I know that, okay, this is an active loan. The loan start date was September 4th. This is going to be a 5-month loan, or it's a 6-month loan, which means, or if it's a 12-month loan, it's due September 10, 2026, right? What this will do, I have a details about the loan. Who is that investor? If I close on this loan and I said, you know what, I'm going to give you an update in 2 months, then I can put what is 2 months from now. 2 months from now, let's say that's November 5th, right? What this will do, once I put the dates in, when it's getting close to those dates, the system will send me an email reminder that, hey, you need to update your investor on the loan for a property on 123 Main Street. Or if it's getting so close to the loan due date, the system will remind me 2 months in advance, or a month in advance, or 2 weeks in advance, 5 days in advance. Like, I can set all those triggers up, and the system will send me an email to remind me about that as well. So that way it helps me to stay on top of things and know all the loans that I have outstanding, who is the investor. Because if you're someone who's, again, managing, you're taking on a lot of debt and private capital, you want to be able to manage that as well. Even if you have a hard money loan as well, you can literally put all the information in here and put, okay, I have a hard money on 123 Main Street. It's a first lien loan. This is when it's due. You can put what my monthly payment is, what are the terms. And then guess what? As you grow and scale, you'll be able to track to see how much money did I take in hard money loans or private loans? How much interest have I paid for the entire year or just this month alone? And then it will help you to make better decisions, because now you have data and metrics to track how you've done. You can also have the chart view here, which I really love. Well, it won't show you anything now because there's no data. But once you have all the information here, you can see how many loans you have. You can see how much capital or private loans do you have? How much investor capital do you have? How many loans are you paying off right now? How many loans are you late with because your refinance is taking long, or your property is sitting way longer on market? So you can actually see all of that. You can see how much loans have I paid off, right? What is the average return for my investors based on the amount of money that you borrow and the interest rate? That way you can also use this data to even raise more money to say, I'm currently managing X amount of money. This is the average return for my investors. And you have proof that you can take and go out there and raise more money, because you have a system that's collecting all the data and keeping track of things. I just love this. And this is I live on this board, because I'm able to see even my team, okay, we have all these loans that we did, and it will send us reminders that we need to do a project update. It will send us, when was the last time we actually updated one of our investors? Oh, we did it November 5th. The next time we need to do it is 2 months from now. Or if a loan is late, whatever it is, as long as you put the data in, this is what will help to keep you organized. And I just love that I can see a chart view of things. And actually, let's do one example. Let's just make sure I put all the figures in here. So let's say I'm gonna do, that's automation, but let me go chart view and let me do settings. And then it's, again, super user friendly. You don't have to be tech savvy. It's so straightforward, right? So maybe I want to see all the loans that I have, the loan due dates for loans, and I wanted to group it by month, right? Let's see, I can do y-axis. Let's say loan due date, because I want to show you guys this. Where are you? You won't show me here. Come on, it's always when you want to do something now and it just won't show. So let's do loan due date. Did I put in the date in here? Let's make sure, because if I don't have data, then it can't put this. Okay, so here we are, September 10. So if I go here, settings, and I just wanted to show all the loan due date. Let's see if I do by year. Will that show me? Loans in progress. No? Why is it not showing? It's always when you want something to show that it's not filtering the right way. So let me try to do another chart view to show not my loan by group. Not here. Let's do all my loan terms by month. It's always like, why is this not showing right now? Like, why We're gonna figure this out because I don't know why this decided not to work with me today. And I'm gonna just put another one right here. Active loans. Let's do late. Let's do it by, nope, not automate. Let's do chart view. Here, settings, show me by status. Then, this is interesting that it is not showing by status. So then I will have to fix this. See, it's always technology doesn't work with you, because usually this will show me now all the loans I have by status. So it will show me like I have one active loan. It will show me that I have one loan that is late. To usually show me all these things as well. So it's like, why is this not working with me today? I'm going to try one more time because I want you guys to see it. Let me just delete this and start from scratch, which would be, let's do here, add widget. I want to show a chart. Oh my God, there you go. All right, perfect. So I'll just a little bit delete. But this is what I will do. So now it's showing me I have one loan that's about 1 to 30 days late, one active loan, one loan that's a payoff in progress. Let's say I also want to see how much money, maybe I can switch to see the loan due date, loan start date. So I have one loan that I got in September. Let's say I want to do the loan due date. I have one loan that is due February 25. I have another loan that's due September 2026. And another thing, let's say I just want to see how much investor capital or how many loans I have now. I got 5 loans, but I want to see how much debt am I managing. So here is showing me that I am actually managing $90,000 of investor capital. So the chart view gives you a high level overview about the entire thing, right? Then you have the lender portion of it. You're raising capital. You always want to ensure that you have a form, an intake form or something that you're capturing that data. So you can always share the form with your potential investors, right? To say if someone's like, hey, I'm interested in investing with you. What does that look like? You can say, hey, fill out just fill out this quick intake form. This is what the intake form is, which is completely customizable. So what I did, there's certain information that I need when I'm collecting investors' information, and I will share this form with them. Once they fill it out, it allows me to have an idea about them before I have a call with them or whatever that is. What this will do is that it turns it into a table format. But here's the fun part, right? Here's the fun part. So the beauty of this is that on my form, I ask them, like, how soon are you looking to start lending? So if they have an option that says like right now, 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months, 6+ months, right? Based on the answer that they select here, the system will categorize them if it's someone I need to reach out to urgently, or it's someone that I can I need a time to nurture that lead, right? So let's say one of my investors or a prospect rather fill out this form and they select, I'm ready to invest right now. What my system will do is that it will put it on my leads pipeline, because now I'm categorizing the lead, and it will categorize them as a hot lead, right? But if they were like, you know what, I'm not ready to invest right now, I'm ready to invest in 6+ months, the system, I'm here showing you guys, I thought you guys are seeing the form. I was moving across table formats, but I don't know. Oh my God, all this time, I don't think you guys were seeing the form that I was talking about. Oh Lordy. Let's do this. I'm going to go back. So I was talking about 2 different deal intake forms, and I just realized that you guys were not seeing that. So hold on. I want to make sure that you guys are seeing it. So if I do, where is it? I want to make sure, because I don't think you guys were seeing. Let's go back here. Let's do stop screen share. Let's come back. All this time I'm talking, guys, and I was showing you the different intake forms, but I don't think you guys were seeing that at all. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go back a little bit so I can show you guys the intake forms. This is the intake form for anyone who asks me to raise capital for a particular deal. This is a form that I send them and they have to fill out. So before I talked about the deal intake form, this is the form I was talking about, okay? Then the other form that I was talking about when there is an investor who is expressed interest in investing with me, I'm going to show you that form. This is why it's always good to check in. But you guys don't even tell me, like, Kalisha, I can't even see that screen. And this is the form I'm talking about, where any investor who expressed interest in investing with me, I ask them to fill out this intake form. And what I was just talking about, that I asked them, how soon are you looking to land, right? This is a question, and these are the options right now: 1 to 3 months, 3 to 6 months. This is what it will use to categorize the lead on my leads pipeline. Does that clear? Does it help? Did it give clarity? Because I just realized that I was going so deep in it and I wasn't sharing that portion of the screen with you guys. So now I will go back. Oops, let's do this. Let's go back here, and then I will show you, go back to the pipeline. So this is the pipe. We're back in the pipeline. So from that intake form with investors, it's going to categorize that lead as well and put it into a hot lead. And here's the sweet part of it. Let's say you meet an investor and they're like, I'm actually ready to invest in 6+ months. What my system does, it will still consider them a lead, but it wouldn't put them as a hot lead. Instead, it will put them as a warm lead, and then it will automatically add them into an email nurture campaign. So that way in this campaign, it will start sending them email about who I am, what I've done, past deals, informing them about what does it mean to be a private money lender? What does it mean to be a bank? It will keep track of like how much money do they have? What type of investment are they looking for? When was the last time I followed up with them? When is the next time I need to follow up with them as well? So it really categorizes stuff in here as well. If they're a hot lead, right, it will automatically put them in a hot lead follow-up, which that means I'm sending them an email, maybe every 1 to 3 days. If they're a warm lead, I'm possibly sending them an email maybe like every 5 days, because I also don't want to bombard them because they said that they really were not ready to invest right away. But at least I am nurturing that lead. So this entire system allows me to do that. And I could track the emails that were sent to each lead. I can see if they actually opened that email. If I put a link in that email, I can see if they clicked the link in that email. I can see all of that. And the last thing is that I'm able to see, again, just a visual view, how many leads are in each pipeline, how many hot leads do I have, who do I need to follow up with today, what's the value of the leads in my pipeline? Okay, I need 500,000, which means I have leads in my pipeline that's equal to 500,000. Now I need to go and close them, right? Or maybe I only need 200,000, and I could say, from everyone in my lead, let me go in there and try to raise this 200,000. I'm able to see how much money I've actually raised, because if one person committed, I can see the value of that, right? So if someone committed, I can see how much money they're ready to go, which you wouldn't show here. But if I put $50,000, right, it will show that I have one person who's committed and ready to go, and they have $50,000. So that is the system that I have, and I use that as well, right? Any question, like if you guys have questions or want me to go back and review something or share my screen or further explain something or clarify something, feel free to drop it in the chat to let me know as well. What I'm doing is that I actually offer this system only to persons in my, not only, let me not say that, I offer this in my mastermind group. That's how I started. And then I started offering it out to the public, and I usually sell this I offer it for about, I think, $497, $495, but with this demo and for the entire week, I'm offering it for $297. $297, you get it. So someone from my team will drop that link in the chat So $297. And what we do is that we set up this entire system for you, right? It takes like less than 48 hours. We'll set it up for you. We'll set up all the automations, all the triggers so your team can use it. We record the onboarding. We do that with you so you have it, and you can always use that for your team as well. So you can always go back to it. The only difference is you are responsible for your monthly subscription. So you are responsible for doing that through monday.com. But if you are interested, we tell you which of the plan to get on Monday, but everything else, we set this entire thing up for you as well. So if you, someone from my team, Giselle or Christine, if you guys can just drop that in the chat, the link for anyone who's interested, or you can always go directly on my website and get it as well, right? So I think we're doing it where you get, I think, up to $200 off, or it equals to about 40% off. You have to use the right code, and the code is CRM40. I'm going to drop that. So CRM40 is the code as well if you want to get access to that. Any question, like if you guys can track it there, I think this is neat. This will be beneficial if you are doing volume, right? If you're raising capital for other people, you want to assist them to stay organized. If you're always trying to find investors as well, then it would be perfect for you to use and stay organized so everything flow, especially like the intake form. You don't have to think about, I need to go create an intake form on Google Sheets and then I have to figure out the system to make sure it flow, or I need to go and figure out what do you call that, like keep everything organized in Excel, like all those things you do not have to worry about, because this is already built in for you, right? It is already built in. So that's the link in the chat. And someone asked, can I schedule a time to talk to you before purchasing? Yes, you can. Team, I think you're posting in a private chat. You should post in the general comment section. Yes, Kaylee, you can reach out. We're gonna give you a link for you to schedule a talk. Let me see if I can give you that as well. I'll give you that link so you can schedule a time to talk. Hold on. I'll get that for you, Kaylee. Hold on, let's send it right here so you have it. Any questions? Again, I am a very visual person, so that's why I like Monday. My team uses it because it's so much easier as well. It's super, super easy to use. And again, if you're a visual person, if you're not tech savvy, if you like colors and stuff like that, then it would also be perfect. Here is the link, Kaylee. You can copy that in the chat and let me know if you get it. And I'm gonna share them as well. So I'm gonna pin that so you have it. Let me know if you got it, Kaylee, as well. So that way you always have it. Again, this promotion that I'm doing where you get 40% off, which up to about $200 is $297. This promotion ends, I think, Friday at 11:59. So you have until Friday to get it. Since everything, we set up the entire thing for you, it takes less than 48 hours for us to do that. We do your onboarding as soon as you're available to do that onboarding as well. You have the recording, you have our support, and meaning ongoing support. Like if you have additional questions and stuff like that, and something's not working, we are there to fix it for you as well. So we're making sure that it is working, it's properly set up to your needs and your liking. And the beauty about it, this can be tweaked as well. So at least you will be able to see, to use the system right away. All right. So I'm going to just hold on a little bit more so to ensure that you guys have the link. This demo, it will go straight on YouTube because we're live, so you can always go back and rewatch it. Again, promo, you have to use the code CRM40, or else if you go on the website or click this link, you will see the full price. If you're watching this after the replay, the link is in the description. You have until this Friday, September 26th at 11:59 p.m. to take advantage of this discount. And after that, it will go back to you doing a full price for this, right? Again, we do this entire setup for you. Also, you are responsible for your subscription with Monday. And this is perfect if you are raising capital for yourself or for other people, and you just want to keep track of all your investor leads as well. You want to keep track of all the deals you're raising capital for, and you can use this platform to stay organized if you're doing property management, if you're doing a bunch of flips, anything else you can use Monday to do. All right. I want to thank you guys for showing up. Let me know your thoughts on this video. If you have additional questions, feel free to comment those below. And also don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you haven't. I'll be doing a lot more of these Q&As. I have been doing some. There's some really good content on the page as it relates to raising private money as well. If you're a beginner who's raising private money, if you are an investor as well and interested in investing, there are plenty of resources there as well to show you questions to ask and guide you if you want to invest money. And just if you want to learn more about me and my journey, there are videos there as well. Thank you guys for showing up. I appreciate every single one of you for being here. And I hope you guys have a happy hump day. Continue to enjoy your day. All right. Bye, guys.